This is Ag Matters PM from the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network, brought to you by the Iowa Soybean Association, your daily recap of the information that affects Iowa's farmers, producers, and consumers, right here in the heart of the heartland. With reports from our award-winning broadcast team of Dustin Hoffman, Riley Smith, and Mark Magnuson. Now, from the IARN studios in Des Moines, here's Riley Smith.
Well, good day and welcome to Ag Matters PM from the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network. I'm Riley Smith. Today is Tuesday, November 1st, 2022. We're so glad you can join us today. In today's episode of Ag Matters PM, I have coverage from the Food Bank of Iowa last week as they received a $2 million donation from Albaugh LLC. We also have a look at that ag weather outlook, but first, let's run down the markets.
It's time now for the Ag Matters PM Closing Market Summary, your source for market analysis and settlement prices from the day's trade in Chicago, courtesy of the folks at agmarket.net.
Well, we're at the end of another trading day in the ag marketplace, and for a bit of analysis, we go to Jacob Burks of agmarket.net. Jacob, what have we seen going on in the grains today?
We saw some very strong grain markets here today. Most of it built off the Chinese news of lifting some COVID protocol and lifting some of the policy that they had as far as, a lot of their major cities opening back up and then just kind of removing the policy. So that sparked a lot of interest, a lot of potential buying into our soybeans, and the market rallied from there. Some technical barriers broken, and then so just continue to add on through the beans. Bean meal was actually down. We've seen a large trade between that whole crush. Bean oil was up slightly here at the end of the day, but soybeans rallied pretty strong. Carried over into the corn market as well as the wheat. You've got a couple of different things working in the wheat with the fear of no more grain leaving the Black Sea corridor, and that's like what sitting here watching Days of Our Lives every day, listening to the news come out of there of who said what, and so the fear is that they just won't be able to get any grain out of there. And so that added into some necessity coming from the United States. The latest report we saw was the Russian President Vladimir Putin saying that he was going to send grain and fertilizer to Africa for free. So it's a lot of things getting thrown over the wires right now. But the fact of the matter is we had a very strong day across our grain markets.
And as we've seen in the past, every time Putin really talks about anything, the markets go up or down accordingly. And, as he kind of just continues to really say what he wants about this, like you said, are we going to continue to see that volatility, or is he maybe kind of moving on from this topic for now?
Well, we were looking at the actual volatility in the corn market. I mean, we had a 10-cent trading day today. It made 11 cents at the close, but not as much volatility across all of the grains as what we would think would happen. But in the wheat market today in Chicago, we saw a 35 cent range. The other thing too that you have in the Chicago is on Friday we got the report that the funds were actually short 35,000 contracts. So you've been seeing a large spread trade inside the wheat complex of selling the Chicago wheat and buying the Kansas City wheat, and I think that's a spread that probably should stay true, being the lack of rain and lack of moisture across most of the plains areas where the Kansas City wheat's grown. So, we saw a little bit of that unwinding as well. So we see Chicago up 16 with Kansas City only up 9. So therefore, you're seeing guys, get back out of that short spread. Volatility, yes. I mean, we're going to continue to see that. Anytime you're trading around $15, a 30-cent move in the soybeans, it's not as big percentage wise. So you're going to see these bigger, more violent moves. I mean, just take a look at the cotton. We've been limit locked all day long. They even had to halt the trade. So you're seeing a lot of macroeconomic things take place here, and a lot of that has to do with the fact that China may be back in the market to buy more.
All right, like you mentioned, we've got corn pushing $7, soybeans around 15. Is that a good opportunity to take advantage of some prices, or do we need to be a little cautious there? Is that a bit of fool's gold?
Well, I think that there's a lot of tools out there. Being a broker, we want you to look at these tools that give you the opportunity to lock in some of these floors, but yet leaving that top side open. I mean, this is a marketplace that if we see any hiccup in South American weather, we have a very, very tight balance sheet. We are not ignorant of the fact that you can see a very explosive upside move here. But man, there's some profitability on the table right now that gives you an opportunity to pay multi-year farms off. And so I think that you look at there, and you go even ahead and look at the 2023 and 2024, and there's opportunities out there to lock in profitability and yet leave that top side wide open. We think that's a very wise move, especially up here where these markets have come. Like corn market has had a hard time bouncing through $7. Well, there's an opportunity to take some of that downside pressure off with some of these tools.
Now, obviously, most of the focus is on the grains today, but what are we seeing on the other side of the marketplace in the livestock complex?
I mean, the livestock, live cattle futures. I mean, we're really waiting to see what's going on in the retail side, the box beef side. You got Packers and no cash trade as of Monday, so that's kind of a little bit of a stalemate right now to see which way we go in the retail side. I think that if we do go a little bit higher, you'll see some of these packers go ahead and pay up and another increase in cattle. But today, we're 50 cents lower, not a lot of movement, not a lot of trading. Corn being up like it was, the feeder cattle were down $1.20 in the January. Even out in the back months where we've seen a large move higher here, out in your August contract traded underneath the dollar here at the close. So I mean, that's something that's been in a very good spot. There's very good opportunities there as well in these cattle contracts to lock in some of these floors. Hog market was pretty quiet today. You didn't see a lot of action there. Pretty quiet trade.
All right, Jacob. Well, lots of great information today for those of our listeners and our viewers who would like to get in touch and learn more from the folks at agmarket.net. How can they do that?
I would say, first of all, we take a look at our 30-day free trial. It gets all of our newsletters, our meetings, our webinars that we put on. Get a free trial of that. Also, take a look at our meeting that we're putting on in February in Nashville. But if you want to talk to us individually, we would just look us up there online on the website under the our team section, and you can get our email there individually.
All right, Jacob. Well, it's always great visiting with you, and we look forward to talking with you again soon.
Riley, thanks for having me. Y'all have a good day.
That again was Jacob Burks of agmarket.net. We'll go ahead and take a look at how those numbers closed. That's courtesy of the folks at Bar Chart. December corn is up 6 1/4 at $6.97 3/4. November soybeans up 28 3/4 at $14.35 3/4. January soybean meal down 130 at $417.80. Soybean oil up 45 at $71.06. Chicago wheat up 20 1/4 at $9.02 1/2. Minneapolis spring wheat up 4 3/4 at $9.86 even. Kansas City hard red wheat up 11 1/4 at $9.90 even. And December oats up 10 1/2 at $3.99 1/2. On the Merc, December live cattle down 52 at $151.95. November feeders down 70 at $176.92. December lean hogs up 27 at $85.20. Pork cutout down a dime at $95.37. And November Class 3 milk up 15 at $20.62. And that's been a check of the markets here on Ag Matters PM. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break to hear from our sponsor, the Iowa Soybean Association and the Soy Checkoff. When we come back, I have coverage from the donation that the Food Bank of Iowa recently received from Albaugh. This is Ag Matters PM.
Iowa Soybean Association is driven to deliver for Iowa's 40,000 soybean farmers. We're proud to provide objective agronomic research, a helping hand with soil and water stewardship, and timely industry news powered by the Soybean Checkoff. Learn more at iasoybeans.com.
Welcome back to Ag Matters PM from the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network. I'm Riley Smith. Albaugh LLC, a global leader in the production and sale of post-patent crop protection products, which is based here in Ankeny, recently provided a donation of $2 million to support the Food Bank of Iowa's new building addition, which will double the size of its distribution center here in Des Moines. Chairman Dennis Albaugh said the mission of the Food Bank of Iowa aligns closely with their mission at Albaugh LLC. Well, we're here at the Food Bank of Iowa, and they just received quite the generous donation from Albaugh Incorporated, and we're talking with Dennis Albaugh. First off, what inspired you guys to make this donation to the Food Bank and allow them to make this expansion after all these years?
We've known about the Food Bank of Iowa for a lot of years. We've had some fundraisers for them before. It's a very needy organization, and they do a great job at taking care of Iowa and a little bit into Missouri and Illinois also. And that's where we also sell a lot of our goods. And we've had a very tremendous year, so our company is all very much behind making a donation to them. They have a big building project that's going on right now out back, and this will help fund that along and so they can serve more families.
Exactly, and of course, with you guys being based in Central Iowa, Food Bank being here in Central Iowa as well, a great location to distribute food across the state and in other states like you mentioned, and just taking care of those communities like you said.
Yeah, so we couldn't be happier. We're all about agricultural. The food comes from agricultural, and this is a way to give back to Iowa.
And of course, the mission of the food bank lines up with your guys' company exactly, fighting world hunger and just going out there to provide nutrition for the world to enjoy.
Yes, we're very excited about that also, yes.
All right. Is there anything else about this donation, just kind of being here? I mean, you guys had a big team here today. Obviously, everybody's very involved. Anything else going on with this donation?
We have a lot of employees around the world, and I brought down my Ankeny office staff to help us present this gift to the food bank.
The Food Bank of Iowa has been located in Des Moines since 1999, but has not expanded since then. And since demand for food assistance is the highest the food bank has seen in its 40-year history, Food Bank of Iowa CEO Michelle Book said it's about time they expand their ability to serve those in need.
Well, it is certainly time. It's past time, and this $11 million building addition will allow us to accept more donations, bigger donations, be more nimble in accepting food donations. Also allows us to buy bigger in bulk with cheaper food costs to make food costs a little bit cheaper if we can in these days of inflation, and it creates a more safer environment for our distribution center staff and for the truck drivers that are frequently bringing food in. So, what you see today is a $2 million smile. We are so thrilled with the Albaugh organization, with Dennis and Susan Albaugh and their family wanting to invest in the future of Iowa. They want to see a better place for children, more food on the table of families, senior citizens, folks living on fixed income. And this is Albaugh's investment in the future of Iowa, as he invests in so many things across our community.
Right, and right now we're in the area where they bring the trucks in and bring in all the materials. Where is this expansion going? Is it going back here or kind of more in that storage area?
Yeah, we're in a space today. This is a 30,000 square foot distribution space at Food Bank of Iowa. On the south side of the building, we're adding another 30,000 square foot of distribution space. With it, we're building a very large freezer unit that allows us to convert existing freezer to cooler. So we'll have opportunity to store more frozen meat, lean, clean proteins. We'll be able to bring in more meat, dairy, produce, fresh fruits and vegetables, because we know that's what people struggle with tight budgets. It's hard for folks to be able to afford those things when they go to the grocery store.
Right, and of course, Food Bank being in Central Iowa, Albaugh as well, located here just in Ankeny. So, what a great opportunity for two Central Iowa companies to come together and fight world hunger and, help to contribute to these communities.
Well, I believe the mission and vision of the Food Bank of Iowa aligns very well with the Albaugh mission of feeding people. We're in the same business, the business of getting food on the table.
All right, and is there anything else about the future of the food bank? I mean, exciting times to see this expansion. What are some other things that maybe will be coming up in the docket soon, or things that you guys would like to see in the coming years?
Well, Food Bank of Iowa is only as strong as our partnerships with our partners. We work with 700 frontline partners across our 55 county service area, and so we intend every day to show up, find the food, keep it safe, get it to our smaller frontline partners so they can hand it to their neighbors in need. So my job is to make sure that those pantries, those feeding sites, homeless shelters, that they're equipped to take care of their neighbors in need. So I often say we're only as good as the strength of our partnerships.
All right, Michelle, and if we have any viewers or listeners who are interested in donating their time or efforts to volunteer with the Food Bank of Iowa, are there any opportunities for them to do that?
Certainly. I would like to say, if you know somebody who's in need of food assistance, please go to foodbankiowa.org and click the Find Food button. If you have the ability to support another family right now, $10 provides enough food for a hungry Iowan for a week. If you have time, please come volunteer at Food Bank of Iowa. We use the equivalent of 15 full-time employees in volunteerism every year. We need hands to help us do this work.
All right, Michelle. Well, like I said, exciting times today, and we look forward to you guys continuing to fight against food security in the state of Iowa.
Yeah, today is certainly a day of celebration for us in seeing Iowa business come together with Food Bank of Iowa to help Iowans in need. I'm celebrating this great investment by the Albaugh family. In the meantime, hunger is not something to be celebrated, rather something to be eradicated, and we will continue to work toward that for days, months, years to come.
And of course, we know with Iowa being such an agricultural state, what better place to really have a center for that fight against world hunger?
Well, we're in the middle of Iowa, the best black dirt in the world. I come from a long line of hardworking farming folk. We are here and we're dedicated, we're committed to making sure people will be able to eat.
All right. Well, speaking of eat, you guys have a lunch right now that I'm sure you're ready to get to, so I'll go ahead and let you go. But, congratulations on receiving the donation today. And like I said, it's exciting to see where this will go in the future.
Yeah, I might add that in the press release, Dennis Albaugh challenges others to step up, others to follow his good example. So who among you would like to help support this campaign? We'd love to talk to you if you're out there and you'd like to follow Dennis Albaugh's great example.
That again was Food Bank of Iowa CEO Michelle Book. As for right now, let's go ahead and take a look at that ag weather outlook. Well, if you thought the change in month would bring cooler temperatures, well then it's not quite there yet, as we could see even some slightly warmer temperatures coming up as well, and even a little more wind. But hopefully soon we will see that fall weather kick in, as we are already in the month of November. It's hard to believe we're already this far through the year already. But as for right now, let's go ahead and take a look at what the National Weather Service has in store for the next 24 hours. As you can see from the National Weather Service, the weather conditions aren't changing much soon. Today we have sunny and unseasonably warm temperatures, with those highs ranging from the low to upper 70s. Tonight we have clear skies across the state, lows overnight ranging from the low 40s to low 50s. And tomorrow we have mostly sunny and breezy conditions, those highs ranging from the low to mid 70s. And taking a look at the affiliate weather map, as you can see for tomorrow, Cherokee will be mostly sunny with a high of 74, Shenandoah sunny and 77, Des Moines sunny and 76, Waterloo sunny and 71, Albaugh sunny and 75, and Clinton should see sunny and clear skies with a high around 73. For more detailed forecasts in your part of the state, make sure to check in with your local Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network affiliate. That's been a check of the Ag Weather Outlook, and that also brings us to the end of this episode of Ag Matters PM. You can find all of our content on our website at iowaagnet.com. You can also follow us on social media at Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and LinkedIn. And you can find all of our video content as well as previous episodes of AMPM on our YouTube channel. So make sure you subscribe and hit the notification button to see when those videos go live. Don't forget as well our free Twice Daily Market podcasts on Apple, Amazon, Google, Spotify, and Podbean. From the IARN studios in Des Moines, I'm Riley Smith. On behalf of Mark Magnuson and Dustin Huffman, we thank you for watching. This has been Ag Matters PM.